Hi guys, so some of you may be aware of a British TV show from the 1970s called Fawlty Towers. The name is a play on the surname of the owner of the hotel, Basil Fawlty. Fawlty sounding like faulty, meaning defective. Anyway, one famous episode involved a German family staying at the hotel and Basil trying to interact with them following a concussion he had sustained some time earlier. To cut a long story short, he tells his staff not to mention the war in front of the German guests. Well, it seems something similar is happening within the British civil service. Staff in government departments have been told to stop using the word Brexit and to refer to the UK's departure from the European Union using the date the 31st of December 2020. A Whitehall-style guide has been advising members of staff to avoid using the word Brexit, arguing that it can only be used for historical context where necessary. Civil servants have also been told to avoid using the term transition period, which refers to the months when the UK and Brussels were working out the deals of their future relationship post-Brexit. The guide states, and I quote, "For example, use the 31st of December 2020 rather than Brexit or when the UK left the EU. Before the 31st of December 2020 rather than during the transition period. After the 1st of January 2021 rather than after the transition period." This is likely to upset many Brexiteers in Boris Johnson's party, as they still think that Brexit is a good idea and want the Prime Minister to continue to promote it. Ministers, including the former Brexit one Lord Frost, have repeatedly threatened to trigger Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol to tear up the rules if the EU refuses to give ground. Liz Truss, the Foreign Secretary, has continued this tradition and said that she's willing to trigger it when she took over the role as Brexit Minister. Maroš Šefčovič, the European Commission Vice President, has said that the threat to trigger Article 16 is disrupting the talks taking place at the moment. He told a German newspaper, and I quote, "You try to achieve something together and boom, there's the threat to Article 16 again." The Commission's Vice President said that the protocol is the most complicated part of the Brexit negotiations and is the foundation of the whole deal. It must be remembered that the European Union had demanded the withdrawal agreement which contains the Northern Ireland Protocol be sorted out before negotiations on a trade deal would take place. The EU now says that if the UK government attempts to scrap the protocol, they may suspend the TCA, which has mitigated some of the worst aspects of Brexit. I frankly didn't expect Boris Johnson, which relied on getting Brexit done, winning him an 80-seat majority as little as 2 years ago, to distance himself so quickly from Brexit. It has been some time since we've actually heard Johnson use the B word, but now it seems official. Brexit is toxic and the Tories want to distance themselves from it. This would be very interesting for who eventually replaces Boris Johnson. Also, if it's toxic for the Tories, it could be a good approach for the opposition parties to tie Brexit to the Conservatives and any future replacement for Johnson. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.